Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. I'm Sarah and today we're doing a really slow, gentle practice to support your lower back health. So do what you can. See you on the mat. Bye. Let's start laying down on the back. Come down onto your back and let's start with the feet mat width distance apart and the knees knocking into touch. Feel the connection of the thigh bones resting into the hip sockets. Take a body scan. Slowly scanning with your mind's eye from the crown of the head, down through the shoulders, down along the spine, down into the tailbone. Feel the outside edges of the feet connecting. And then start to slowly windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And you can take your arms out a little more toward the shape of a T to unwind and soften your shoulder blades down. So we'll move slowly side to side, pausing on each side to notice how your hips and back feel today. And then when you bring your knees back to center, bring your soles of feet together. Let your knees splay open into recline bound angle pose. Let the tailbone fall toward the front of your mat. If this is too intense for your hips and back, you can take your feet on the ground again, or you can adjust at any point. Now take your arms overhead and lightly grab by their elbow, letting the shoulder blades nestle down into the ground. Align your nose over your navel. And take a full inhale into your belly. And when you exhale, bring your knees in, bring your feet back onto the floor. And keeping your arms overhead, holding your elbows. Press through the feet and lift the hips and pelvis, coming up into a bridge. So we're activating the legs, waking up the lower body, and also opening the front body. Inner knees hugging in. Breathe the chest toward your chin. Inhale, then exhale, start to melt down upper back, middle back, lower back resting. And when the lower back rests, gently bring your hands down right through the central channel, the thumbs grazing down the center of your chest. Now hug your right knee in toward your side rib and traction that right thigh toward your side waist. Slide your left leg out straight and long on the floor. Wrap the left inner thigh down and hold here. Letting that left inner thigh dissolve a little more. Taking an extra long inhale through your nose. When you exhale, you could think of that right sitting bone tractioning away from your face. And then extend your right sole of the foot toward the ceiling with the hands behind the thigh bone, calf, or ankle. Point and flex through that right foot a few times. Keep nestling your shoulders down toward the floor, especially that area in between the shoulder blades. And then when you flex the foot, take a pause and draw that entire right leg a little closer toward your body. You can have a gentle bend through that right knee. When you exhale, feel the lower belly hollow out. You may be able to reach up for the outside edge of that right foot. And then bend your right knee very deeply into a half happy baby, your left hand resting on top of the left thigh. Peel the outside edge of your right foot toward the outer knee. And you can become a little more active, flexing through that left foot, lengthening the left foot away from the hip socket. Then stretch your left arm right up alongside the ear. Good. Hold and pause. Think of your inner right knee lengthening away from the arch of that left foot. And one more inhale. And as you exhale, take that left arm down, rest your left hand on the hip, and step your left foot on the ground. Then cross your right ankle over on top of that left thigh into a figure four. This is a fine place to stay, or go ahead and thread the needle. Slip your right hand in between that space in your legs. Hands are in the left knee crease or the front of the shin. And we can rock a little bit, massaging your lower back. Holding and pausing, lingering in that position, figure four. Let your mind linger on the area of the most sensation that you notice. Your throat is really soft. And we'll inhale there and exhale, uncross. Bring your feet back onto the floor. Reach your arms overhead, grab either elbow. Root through the feet, lift the hips and pelvis toward a gentle bridge. We hold. Feel the tailbone lift up between your knees. Root your feet, drag your heels away from the shoulder blades, and breathe the chest toward the chin. Inhale and exhale. Start to melt down really slowly, like each little vertebrae is an individual pearl on a string of pearls as you slowly melt and drape down all the way to the lower back. And then bring the hands gently down through heart center. Thumbs connect to the center of the chest and squeeze your left knee in. Traction that left thigh towards you and press your right leg out straight and long. Kao Mukhatasana. Hold here. Breathing here. Think of the inner thighs scissoring apart and a light flex of the feet at first. That right shoulder blade continues to melt toward the ground, so your collarbones are really broad. And the gaze, the eyes are very, very soft, looking up toward the ceiling. Give a little bit more traction. You can make some more active flex of that right foot. Press your right heel away, and then reach your hands, interlace your hands right behind that left thigh bone, calf, or ankle, so the left sole of the foot faces the sky. And we're drawing that entire left leg a little closer toward your body. Feel the head of that left thigh bone moving into the hip socket as you lengthen the right heel away. Point and flex through that left foot a few times, opening up that energy channel from the heel down into your sitting bone. Good. Then bend the left knee more deeply. Reach for the outside edge of your right foot. A long line from the back of head to tail. Press that right heel away as you drop that left shoulder and give a little traction on that outer foot. Or perhaps it's the outer ankle. And then stretch your right arm up away from the right heel, so you feel that length all along that right side. Right inner thigh wraps down. Inhale. Reach through the fingertips. And then exhale, lightly step your right foot on the ground. Cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. And then thread the needle coming into figure 4. Hands in the knee crease or in front of that right shin. Press the left inner knee away. Good. And we'll just hold and pause and linger in that position. Letting your mind, your brain, your actual brain relax. The flow of the thoughts can pass by smoothly without trying to get stuck on one train of thought. You just sort of let the clouds pass by let the thoughts pass by like clouds on a blue sky. So we're coming into the space of observation. And then hug the legs a little closer. Let's uncross. Bring your feet onto the floor. And then go ahead and curl the knees in toward your body. Both knees hug in, and we'll find a full happy baby. Elbows on insides of knees, hands on the ankles or the outside edges of the feet. Soles of feet face the sky. Rock side to side. Then release your feet. Cross either ankle on top and roll over onto your right hand side, where we're going to rest on the right hand side for a moment. Think of your intention for the rest of practice today. What do you want to cultivate here in this time on your mat? And then slowly press on up. And let's come up into a hero pose. So we're going to sit right on the heels, big toes touch. Sit down on your heels. Rest your hands on tops of the thighs. Drop the shoulders down. On your inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Reach on up. Exhale, bring the hands down right through heart center. And inhale, sweep up. Reach up. Exhale, hands come down right through the central channel. And inhale this time, maybe you're going to stand up on the knees as you sweep up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. right down through heart center, and then sit over onto your hips. Cross either ankle on top, and then lean forward. Walk your fingertips forward, draw your belly in, press your sitting bones down, look towards your belly. Finding that space of the inhale, and then spread your chest, look forward, roll over your knees, come into a tabletop, and we'll tuck our toes and send the hips toward the heels. Stretching out the soles of the feet, stretching the sitting bones back. Couple breaths there. Feeling the sitting bones stretch away from the heels of the hands. Then lift your belly on the inhale, glide through, let your hips sink, look forward or up, and then exhale, gently press back. And then inhale, waving forward. And then exhale, gently pressing on back. And one more, inhale forward. And exhale, gently pressing back. And then coming into modified plank, shoulders right over palms. Hug your elbows in, come all the way down onto the belly. Take your feet flat, reach your palms under the elbows. Cobra pose on the inhale. Shoulders down and back. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. Hips toward the heels. Lift your knees, come on up into a crouching downward dog. And pedal out your feet. Lifting one heel at a time. Lengthening your lower back up and up. Smooth inhales. Long, slow exhales. Drawing your lower ribs in toward the center midline, finding the length of your lower back. And then make your way forward back into a tabletop position. Sit over and bring your legs around. Extend your left heel out straight. Bring your right heel in toward your right sitting bone. Sit up tall. Then open your right knee. Bring your right foot right to the inside of your left inner thigh. Now, sitting up nice and tall here, lift your chest, look up. When you exhale, effortlessly melt that left chest toward your left foot. And we're going to take our hands to frame that left foot. And start to bring your torso down, melting your torso over that left thigh. You may be able to reach and take your left foot in your hands or your ankle. And gradually fold into that Janu Sirsasana. We're going to breathe there. You can let your elbows open away from each other gently for a few breaths. Opening up through that right side seam down into the lower back area. That right sitting bone melting toward the ground, and then gradually you may be able to fold a little more. Really finding that belly carving in on the exhale. The inner thigh groins are moving forward and down. So we're moving our pubic bones toward the tailbone. And then slowly draw your belly in. Let's go ahead and come on up. The shoulders roll down. We'll bring that right foot back on the ground and then extend that right leg out straight. Now we'll do the other side. Left heel comes in pretty much in alignment with that sitting bone. And then you're going to open and have that left foot on the inseam of the right inner thigh. And we can look at that right foot. Maybe that's going to be enough. Finding that strengthened, tall spine. If it's available, you're going to start to move your chest forward and walk your hands forward to frame that ankle or shin. And this is a really fine place to stay and work, where you may be able to bring your hands toward that right foot, one hand on each outer edge of the foot, and then you open your elbows and start to gradually fold, bringing your forehead down toward that right shin, where you're going to stay and breathe. Linger there. At least smooth, steady breath can be your guide to come back to center. And you can always come out if you need to. Trusting that own inner guide. Inhales bring space into that left lower back and left side body. And exhales, empty out. And may allow you to move a little deeper into the position. Good, and then drop the tail slowly. Let's come on up. Shoulders roll down, bring that left knee in, extend your left heel out, point your toes, press through your palms, lift your butt, look toward your tail, and then sit down. Shoulders roll down. So you extend your legs out, wag your toes, and then real lazy, go over onto either side, and then make your way onto your back with very little effort. Palms facing up. And let's lift the sacrum up and just let it tap down. Lift up your sacrum, let it tap. Lift up and let it tap. Take your feet really wide. Take a few windshield wipers. Nice. And then have your feet wide. Bring your knees in again. Rest your hands on your belly. And imagine a lot of warmth and space around your lower back, around that sacrum. Light and awareness can travel into any area that needs support. In your body, in your spirit, in your energy. Inviting gratitude for anything at all you have to be grateful for. Gratitude for your health, your breath, or anything at all you want to be grateful for. Invite that in to your mind's eye. You can feel free to linger here as long as you want, imagining that any tension from your back, from your hips, dissolving away. Then when you feel ready, let's go ahead and hug the knees in. One last full happy baby to even out your hips and back. So hands are reaching for the outside edges of the feet or the ankles, and a couple rocks side to side. And then rock right over to your left hand side and rest. Remember your intention for practice today. Anything you want to release, imagine it falling away. And then take your time to come on up, and we'll make our way up together, and we'll find an upright seat, cross-legged seat, or you could take that hero pose where you sit on the heels. Just find a place to come up and sit really tall through the spine. Rub your hands together, generate some warmth. Take your hands and take them right around onto your lower back, SI, inviting warmth, inviting healing into that area. Then bring the hands together. Thank you for practicing. Wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Thank you very much. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. That really helps grow this community, and I appreciate it. See you next time.